Lauren with Solshine Wellness, and welcome to your guided meditation this month. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking this time for you to connect a little deeper and relax and recenter. For our meditation today, I am so excited. This one's really special. We're going to be working with our power of thought and our power of word. I remind us that the vibration of thought is just the same as a vibration of a spoken word. So we'll be working with different words and kind of their antidotes. So for example, working with the word fear, finding that fear, and then finding its antidote and clearing it out using this practice, kind of strengthening our practice to clear out certain emotions, certain frequencies. So again, for example, the vibration of fear, clearing that out with a vibration of courage or a vibration of trust. So as usual, come get comfortable. And we'll begin dropping in with a little bit of controlled breath, and then we'll take off on our journey. Again, working to strengthen our ability to connect to certain emotions and clear them out, feel them, and then move into a more pleasant state of being, a more pleasant emotion. So as you feel ready, closing down the eyes, beginning to bring your awareness to your seat, to your space, to your body. Beginning to tuning in to what you might be hearing. What's in your immediate space? Is your air on? Do you hear buzzing from your internet? And then I invite you to expand that awareness to just outside of what is in your immediate space. So can you hear any noises from outside? Any airplanes going by? Do you hear maybe a buzzing from your refrigerator in the other room? Just expanding that awareness a little bit more as you start to really allow yourself to arrive here. And returning that awareness into your body, taking a couple breaths as we inhale, drawing both shoulders up to the ears, and exhaling them down the back, allowing shoulder blades to kiss behind you. 2 more as you inhale, shoulders up to the ears, and exhaling them down the back. Starting to find yourself sitting a little taller. Last one, inhaling, shoulders up, exhaling them back. Finding your posture a little bit taller now as you start to create a tiny bit more space in your body. Next, I invite you to tune into your breath. Begin to notice that wave of breath in and out of the body. Beginning to notice as you inhale through the nose, the body expands as it fills with air. And as you exhale, the body contracts and all of that air empties out. I invite you to begin to deepen that breath as you inhale through the nose. Beginning to exhale out the mouth, pursing the lips as if breathing out a tiny straw. Repeating this again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Beautiful. For the next 5 rounds, we'll inhale all the way in, and then we'll take a pause at the top of the breath. And then we'll slowly exhale all the way out the mouth. And we'll take a pause at the bottom of the breath. So as you're ready, beginning your inhale. And pausing at the top, feeling that suspension of air before exhaling out the mouth. Completely emptying out. And then pausing at the bottom. Beautiful. Repeating again, inhaling all the way in. Maybe noticing your body expands even more as you create more space. And then pausing at the top of the breath. Slowly exhaling it all out. And then pausing again at the bottom. Repeating this 3 more times, inhaling all the way in. Chest rises. Pausing at the top, enjoying that suspension of breath. And exhaling all the way out. Can you make that exhale even slower and therefore even longer in length? Before pausing again at the bottom. 2 more, inhaling all the way in. Belly expands, chest rises. Pausing at the top. And then slow exhale all the way out. And pausing again at the bottom, holding that breath. Last round here, taking your time as you inhale all the way in. Body expands, feeling your strength here as you're taking up even more space. Pausing at the top, holding the breath. And exhaling all the way out, completely releasing. And holding again at the bottom. Beautiful. Now allowing that breath to resume an easy flow in and out of the body, nothing forced. And simply noticing any shifts you might feel. Maybe you feel a little heavier in your space as you feel a little bit more grounded here. Maybe you feel a little buzzy as energy is starting to flow, chi is activated. And starting to prepare ourselves for this journey of meditation. As I previously mentioned, how we're going to be working with our words today or our thoughts is I'm going to say a word and you're going to feel where that lies in your body. Maybe it lies in your heart space. Maybe it lies in your solar plexus. Maybe it lies in the feet or the shoulders. And then we're going to clear that out with the opposite of that word. And we're going to increase our frequency in that way by removing that kind of lower, denser emotion or denser frequency with a more high frequency. And again, we're just strengthening our ability to do this, as these are practices that apply in any situation in our life. So our first word, we're going to notice where it lies in our body, is fear. As I say the word fear, and you repeat that word in your head, where are you feeling that in the body? Where is it being expressed? And if you're not noticing it anywhere special for you, I'll invite in fear in the solar plexus today. That solar plexus is just under the heart space and just above the sacral, above the pelvis. It's kind of the upper belly. And now as we notice where fear is, we're going to bring in the frequency of courage. And as I say courage, where does that feel like it resides in your body? As I say the word courage, where is that expressing in your body? And again, if you're not feeling that anywhere, I'll invite in the location of the solar plexus. Now we're going to do a couple rounds of breath. We're going to inhale courage down into our solar plexus or wherever you found that word fear in your body. And we'll exhale out the fear. So we're replacing fear with courage. As you feel ready, inhaling courage, exhaling fear. Inhaling courage, exhaling fear. Inhaling courage. Last round, exhaling fear. Ending with an inhale, inhaling courage. And exhaling courage. Beautiful work. Our next word is doubt. Where does doubt reside in your body? As I say the word doubt, where do you feel doubt in your body? And if nothing is coming up for you, I'm going to offer the location of the sacral. So the sacral is around the pelvis, the lower belly. Noticing the word doubt in your body. And we're going to counteract that doubt emotion with trust. As I say trust, where do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel trust in your body? Again, I'll invite in the sacral center for trust. Now, as we feel ready, beginning to inhale trust into the body, sending it down to where your doubt is located. Maybe that's sacral. And then exhaling out doubt, replacing it. Again, inhaling trust. Exhaling doubt. Inhaling trust. Exhaling doubt. And ending on an inhale. Inhaling trust. Exhaling trust. Beautiful. Continuing on, our next word, our next emotion is going to be hesitation. Hesitation. As I say this word, where do you feel hesitation in your body? Hesitation. I'm going to invite in the third eye for hesitation. And that is located between the brows, on the forehead. And we're going to counteract feelings of hesitation with boldness and confidence. So as I say boldness or confidence, where do you feel that in your body? Again, I'll invite in the third eye area on the forehead. We'll breathe into there if you don't have somewhere else in the body that is looking for attention right now with regard to hesitation and boldness. As we feel ready, inhaling boldness, sending it to that hesitation, and exhaling hesitation, taking that out of the body. Again, inhaling boldness, exhaling hesitation, inhaling boldness, exhaling hesitation, ending on an inhale, inhaling boldness, and exhaling boldness. Beautiful work. Our next word is chaos. Chaos. When I say chaos, where are you feeling that in your body? If nothing is showing you chaos right now, I'll invite in the root chakra space, or our base space. So below our seat, and we'll counteract that emotion, that feeling, that vibration of chaos with peace. As I say peace, where do you feel that in your body? Again, I'll invite in the root or base chakra space to work if you're not feeling any particular area right now in the body. Beginning our inhale of peace down into where you're feeling chaos in the body. And then exhaling out that chaos, replacing it, getting it out of the body. Repeating again, inhaling peace and exhaling chaos. Inhaling peace, finding that chaos, and exhaling it out. Last one, ending on an inhale, inhaling peace into the body, and exhaling peace. One more round here of me guiding you. Our final set of words we'll work with are regret. Where do you feel regret in the body when I say regret? When you start to feel that emotion, where is it expressing in your body? And I'll invite in our heart space for this last one, if that feels good for you. And we're going to counteract this emotion of regret with the emotion of resilience. And when I say resilience, where do you feel that in your body? How does that feel to you? Again, I'll invite in our heart space here. If there's no other part of the body that's expressing that it's housing any regret. And as you feel ready, beginning your inhale of resilience down into your space and finding any regret. And then exhaling that regret out. Again, inhaling resilience. And taking that regret out, exhaling. Again, inhaling resilience. And exhaling regret. Last one, inhaling resilience. And exhaling resilience. This last round is directed by you. I invite you to choose a set of words, one more denser emotion, finding it in your body, and then a more pleasant emotion to replace it. So as you feel ready, choosing that set of words for yourself, noticing where they lie in your body, and then taking 3 or 4 rounds of breath, inhaling that positive emotion and replacing the denser one to remove out of the body. You can always pause this video and stay here for a few more rounds, choosing different sets of emotions, especially if there's one in particular that you have been sitting with this week. Allowing yourself to feel that and then working with its antidote to allow it to release out. And that way we begin to balance our energy, our emotions, our mental state a little bit better. As you begin to draw your awareness back into your body, beginning to take any gentle movements that feel good as we close our session together. I invite you to draw your hands in prayer at your heart center, A posture of gratitude as you thank yourself for tuning in this evening. Thank yourself for doing this work and taking the time to connect a little deeper to yourself. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Thank you, Connect Me.